Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Alison, the online piano and violin tutor. So today's video is part 2 of reasons why your bow might be bouncing or shaking on the violin, which seems to be these days like the #1 problem that you guys seem to have as kind of beginners and starting out and things like that. So part 1 will be linked underneath this video, part 3 will be coming soon. Probably maybe out by the time you're watching this. All the parts, part 1, 2, 3 will all be linked directly underneath this. So before we do go any further with this video, I just want to welcome all my new subscribers and anybody that is new to my channel. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. But for those of you that are new and do not know, I have a 1 to 30 violin course. I just very quickly just want to grab your attention and tell you about that, because I know how hard it is to learn to play the violin and you don't know where to start. You go into Google or YouTube and you type in how to play the violin and you get reams of videos that come up all trying to tell you how to play the violin. But then you'll go and watch that video, it'll tell you one thing, you'll go and watch another video, it'll tell you something else, and then you can end up getting a little bit confused because you're not following a methodology, you're not following a proper course, and you just scattergunning, and then you end up, I don't know, you end up then searching individual videos to kind of overcome the problems. Whereas if you follow a structured course and follow someone that is teaching a properly manufactured and structured course like myself, then you're not going to encounter so many problems and having to kind of go around all the internet and hunt those videos down. So if I can just grab your attention for the next 1 to 2 minutes, and if you could just indulge me, then I just wanted to quickly tell you about my 1 to 30 violin course. And obviously don't forget, the best part of my 1 to 30 violin course is that the first 10 lessons, all the resources and everything you need that goes with the first 10 lessons is absolutely free. So you can try before you buy, you can try the first 10 lessons before you pay any money out to my course to see if you like it, see the way I teach, see how you get on in the first 10 lessons. But I guarantee you will be coming back for more and you will be buying the rest of the course, because it really is a fantastic course, an accumulation of what, 25 years of private teaching. So my 1 to 30 violin course is a fully comprehensive and professional course that guarantees to take you from a complete beginner to an accomplished intermediate level by the end of it. The course is very simple and is very easy to understand without the commitment of an in-person tutor, but it guarantees to give you the same level of skill that you would actually get from a private tutor. The lessons are easy to follow with videos that accompaniment, and you don't need any prior knowledge of music, as the course has been designed that anyone of any age and level can follow it. The course covers everything from how to hold the bow and the violin, how to read music, technical exercises to improve your skill and dexterity, music theory, bowing exercises, more complex pieces, and so much more. There really is no other course like this available on the internet worldwide, and the results and reviews do speak for themselves. My course will take you from this and at the end of it, I guarantee you'll be playing like this. The course is fully downloadable worldwide and is available from my shop at www.amsmusicshop.com, and it is priced at a one-time fee of $59.99 US. So as soon as you purchase, you can get started straight away. All you will need before you start is your violin and enthusiasm. And very quickly, just before we do jump into the rest of the video, I just want to mention my Patreon site that I have and my own website subscription site. They're both exactly the same. It's kind of either or. They're both priced at $10 a month. You both get access to, I think it's around about 800 sheets of violin music that have just been accumulated on my channel over the last kind of 10-11 years that I've been on here. You'll also get access to violin backing tracks, easy piano music. There's some private blogs that are there, a community forum. There's lots of things available on both Patreon and my website subscription. But as I say, both are at the same price. I'll put some details underneath so you can have a look and get more information. But it is one of, if not the only place on the internet that you can get access for literally so much violin music for such a small amount of money. Okay, so carrying on from part one then, the fourth reason might be that you are not starting on the strings. So we've talked about bow and things like that, your bow hold, and assuming that you've sorted all that out, if that's still the problem, if that hasn't solved the problem rather, then it could just be that you're not starting on the string. So rather than having the bow on the string, you're kind of going at it like putting the bow down like that. So just make sure that you start on the string. I think bow bouncing is something that does resolve itself eventually. So it isn't going to be a problem sort of later down the line. You will have acquired more skill, more bow control, blah, 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 etc., etc. But sometimes people just try and do that when they start the bow and they don't have that bow control. So once you develop more hand control and bow control with the weight and pressure and all that kind of thing, then that isn't going to be a problem, because I do that, but I know how to control the bow. But if you don't as yet, hence your bow is bouncing, then make sure that you put the bow on the string and then bow. Okay, number 5, not starting in the right place in the bow. So this is probably in conjunction with having the bow too straight and not having it concave enough in the middle. I think the main ones are going to be in the part 1 video that I did about the actual equipment itself, but also just that in conjunction with starting in the sort of wrong place on the bow. So if you're starting in the middle, you're going to get a lot of bounce. I mean, if you make the bow concave, it's going to be less, but again, it's going to be about control as well. But if you're starting at the heel, you've got a lot more control because it's closer to the hand. So the further that you are away from the hand where you have control, I think the more bounce you're going to get. I mean, that's great if you want to do certain bow techniques and things like that, and playing at different speeds, but it's not good if you want that bow control. So I've been playing for many years, but even I wouldn't put a bow down at the point of the bow. I mean, I would go upwards because that's fine, but I would never do a down bow right at the point of the bow, simply because you physically just don't have enough control. At the heel of the bow, it's not a problem. In the middle of the bow, it's not so much of a problem for me, although I can feel it's starting to become a problem. So I would say sort of from the middle and down, so from the middle to your wrist, you're going to have the most control. And I'm talking sort of mostly up bows and down bows. But as I said, if you want to do an up bow at the point, that's perfectly acceptable. Up bow at the heel, acceptable. So anything up bow, anywhere in the bow, you're going to be fine. It's the down bows that are going to be causing you the problems. And the down bows are going to be causing you the problems from the middle to the point of the bow. So just bear that in mind as well. And then point number 6, too much pressure and not enough weight. So the difference between pressure and weight. Pressure would be pushing down on the strings. So you're actively pushing down on the strings. Some people sort of say, how much pressure do I put on the strings? It's not really about pressure, it's about weight. And the weight of that is having everything in position. So the weight is going to be coming from here. It's not going to be coming from your wrist. It's going to be coming from, my actual, the black part of my arm. So from the shoulder to the sort of elbow, if you like. So that's the weight of you pushing down on the violin. So I can feel it I can sort of feel it in my shoulder. It's very difficult to kind of articulate and explain what it sort of feels like or what I'm feeling, but it's a weight that's coming from all of this part here, as opposed to physically pushing down with my hand. I do not want to be pushing down with my hand. That's pressure. Weight comes from here. So if you just let your arm push down and feel the weight of the bow in your hand and the gravity pushing down, then I don't think you're going to have a problem with it. But obviously all this is kind of cumulative information. So if your wrist is down, like we discussed earlier, I think it was in part 1.3, if your wrist is down, therefore your elbow is going to be down, then you're going to be having to put a lot of pressure on the bow because you don't have any choice, because there's no gravity, there's no physical weight that's forcing down on top of the violin. You've got no weight here between the shoulder and the elbow. The wrist is a lot higher than the bow here, so everything is weighty. Everything is higher than the violin and the bow. When everything is lower than the violin or the bow, I've instantly lost gravity. I've lost control. I don't know what I'm doing. I can't. The only way, I mean, if I bow now, nothing's happening because I've lost the I want to say pressure, but I've lost the control of it. Whereas everything is up high, I am in control of the bow. The bow is not in control of me. You want to be in control of the bow. So if you haven't got the right pressure, or you are using pressure and you're not using the weight, i.e. your elbow's not up, the weight's not coming from the shoulder, your wrist isn't above, you are not in control of that, then you're going to have problems with bouncing. So there we go, another 3 solutions for bow bouncing stroke shaking. I've got part 3 of this video coming up. I will link it directly underneath this video, along with part 1 of course as well, so stay tuned for that. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.